A lot of football to get to, actually, shot or no shot. When we have Tom Thayer on, we're talking Bears. So we'll start. Yesterday, Joe Burrow struggled mightily in joint practices with the Bears through 3 interceptions, struggled to get completions against the secondary. Of course, he did not have Jamar Chase, but the word is he was locking in on T. Higgins, wasn't getting anything done. Shot or no shot, this Bears defense is going to be special.
Tom?
A shot. Because the one thing about this defense, the back 7 now has played together for a couple years outside of Kevin Byard. Now they're being complemented by a full season of Montez Sweat, and then you got guys that are really picking up the pace when you think about Austin Booker and you think of Daniel Hardy. These guys that are started in a backup role, but they're impressing the coaches enough that it can put out pressure. And one thing about Joe Burrow yesterday in practice. So to me, 7-on-7, and that's primarily a passing drill that doesn't include the line of scrimmage, that just includes the linebackers and defensive backs. In the first 4 plays of 7-on-7 for Joe Burrow, he threw 3 check down routes, and then he threw a over the middle pass, like a 4-yard completion to T. Higgins. So if he wanted an opportunity to throw downfield in 7-on-7, that's probably the most favorable period because you really don't have any pressure in your face. But the Bears defense was covering so well that he had to go to check downs in 7-on-7, which sometimes you don't want your quarterback to do unless there's just no other option.
I would say shot, but I don't know if yesterday gave me any more confidence in them. I think it just kind of backed up the point that I think that when you heard that last week before the Bills game, Tom, that they were really giving it to the Bears offense and like half the defense was out for most of those practices. Like that's when you're kind of like, okay, the depth is there because if the starters are out and these other guys are still, giving it to Keenan Allen and Roma Dunze and DJ Moore and Cole Kmet, that like this could be, as long as everyone stays healthy, this could be pretty special. And then seeing in the preseason game, guys like Austin Booker really showing up. And like, I know he's going against their 3s as well. So it's not like great competition, but just to see that the potential is there is something that I think, and that now you have depth, that if you do end up bringing someone in opposite Montez Sweat, that if they do get hurt or if Montez Sweat gets hurt or whoever, that you do have the depth there that you can have a true next man up as opposed to just like, oh God, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to say a shot. Again, you got to be blessed with reasonable health. You see teams last year, the Bengals, Joe Burrow's done. See you later. Their hopes go by the boards. Got to have health on both sides of the ball, but I really, really like the way the roster is taking shape, especially on the defensive side of the football, because Poles took a lot of heat when he didn't draft a receiver or an offensive lineman in his first draft when he didn't have a number 1 pick. He took Brisker and Gordon, and he said that is going to be 2 huge pieces for us going forward. If they can stay healthy, I completely agree with them. Shay.
All right, we've got a lot of reports. I'm going to piggyback a little bit. We've gotten a lot of reports out of camp that the offense has been sluggish and inconsistent in the Bears practices. But at the preseason game with Caleb Williams they got almost 8 yards of play. Yesterday, the reporting was Bears offense was way ahead of the Bengals defense. So shot or no shot, the offense has only struggled at camp because it has to go against this Bears defense.
Tom?
Well, I'm going to say a shot, not because of the Bears defense, because you have a rookie quarterback. And for anybody to think that Caleb Williams is going to go from 0 to 100 within 4 weeks of practice, I think we got to slow that process down. And the way that the Bears defense can play against Caleb Williams, it makes him play an efficient brand of football while he's trying to learn terminology, while he's trying to learn if you're going to call an audible at the line of scrimmage according to the terminology you said in the huddle. And then you have to know the 2 plays in the huddle, how every one of their assignments are different depending upon the play called. So I just think it's a little unfair to have these expectations out of Caleb, even though he had a solid performance in Buffalo. And I think a lot of it has to do, I think Shane Waldron is doing a really nice job. If you look at the protections that he called for Caleb week 1, play action pass, the screen to DeAndre Swift, the rollouts to the right for Cole and DJ Moore. And then when he did scramble out of the pocket, the offensive line controlled a nice defensive line stunt in front of him. As soon as he saw those bodies cross on the offensive line in control, he took off. So I still like what Shane is doing for him under game conditions, but let's not have unreasonable expectations for a rookie quarterback right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go shot as well. I was very intrigued reading today Zach Taylor's comments about what he saw with the Bears. And he said, getting Shane Waldron is an excellent teacher who will put Williams in the greatest position. You have to have a good team around him, but you now have to have a coaching staff that knows how to develop someone with these type of skills. And look, Caleb's at a different level, man. Again, I said this earlier, Tom. This is not a shot at Justin Fields, but this is a massive upgrade at the position.
Oh, of course it is. And I think that you also have, with this very good defense, you have very intelligent football IQ guys. And there was a quote last week. I forget which Bear said it, but it was like, basically, we know all the offensive plays. So we know based on motion, we know based on where they're lined up, we know what's coming. So like, we know how to defend it. Like, obviously Caleb's going to pick and choose and go to different receivers and whatnot, but they know the plays because they've seen them for a month. So they know what's coming. So this is only helping Caleb Williams. But I agree with what you said, Tom, that this is like, there's still going to be growing pains. Like, he's not going to come out and be the best quarterback in the NFL or second best quarterback in the NFL besides Patrick Mahomes in his first, few weeks of the season. He's going to throw some picks. He's going to, things are going to be off a little bit. Like, he's still a rookie. And it's not going to be perfect right out of the gate.
Shay.
All right, we talked about some possible extensions the Bears could look to hand out this season, including one for Teven Jenkins. Jenkins, as mentioned, his team's reached out and hasn't heard anything. There are some things working against him. The guards in this league have gotten expensive. Bears drafted Kieran Amagaji, who could potentially be bumped inside. Braxton Jones, also capable of being bumped inside. They also have 3 picks in the first 2 rounds next year if they want to start over at guard. Shot or no shot, this will be Teven Jenkins' last season with the Chicago Bears.
Tommy?
No shot if Teven Jenkins lives up to his billing. Because remember, when he was drafted to come here, they kind of thought, okay, this guy is a walk-in and play left tackle. Or if he doesn't succeed at right tackle, he'll play left tackle. And I still do believe Teven Jenkins could slide out to right tackle and play that position. However, it's about, availability. And if we talk about any player in the NFL, it's about 17 games in an NFL season. And when Teven Jenkins pulled both of his calves in Indianapolis last year and missed a couple games because of it, and then there's probably 4 or 5 times during the course of the season that he had to visit the blue tent, and you didn't know if he was going to be able to return or not. To me, if I'm looking at a player and I'm thinking about giving him an extension, I need to be able to have the privilege of looking at his medical background and what his status is right now and some of the pinched nerves and the other things he's faced throughout his career. However, when Teven plays at his peak performing ability, he's maybe one of the best guards in our division, and he's got a chance to be one of the better guards in the National Football League. So, it's up to Teven, and it's not up to Ryan Poles or Matt Eberflus or the team. It's up to Teven. If he's that reliable guy, that I think he's going to get an extension here.
Completely agree 1,000%. I look at availability as being such a huge thing. And one of my favorite guards that ever played in the National Football League, his name is Thomas Allen Thayer. And by the way, happy birthday today, Tom.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Turns 63 today.
This is what we got you? You have to sit up here with us for an hour?
He's the best.
Listen, man, this is the best birthday present I could have.
Okay, and then listen to these numbers for Tom Thayer. He came in as a rookie in 85. He had to come from the Chicago Blitz. He played all 16 games. 86, all 16 games. 87, we had a strike-shortened season. He played all 11. Then he played all 16, then all 16, then all 16, then all 16, then all 16. The dude was available. And that's what I want from Teven Jenkins. And if he does, He's going to be a wealthy man.
I
Yes,
think
sir.
it's a shot just because he's got it, but he has to stay healthy. Because if he does, the reason that they won't negotiate with him until the bye week is because they're waiting to see if he's healthy. If you guys remember, when Ryan Poles first came in, Jenkins requested a trade.
Ryan Poles said to us on the air, I was that close from releasing him.
Yeah. So
that close.
Then he completely turned it around. So I don't think that Ryan Poles is necessarily married to keeping Teven Jenkins. If he plays well and he stays healthy, sure, you reward your own. And if he plays really well when he is healthy, but if he doesn't make it to the bye week and he misses a couple games, I don't think he's going to be on this team. But it's completely to do with health, because I think he completely changed his relationship with the team and with Ryan Poles when he came in, because there was all that training camp drama a couple years ago when Poles first came in with Teven Jenkins.
Correct. They were going to move on. And Ryan had said to us on an interview, he hired a mental skills coach. Teven did. He said, it's the most remarkable turnaround I have seen, and I'm so glad he's with us.
Yeah,
Shay,
absolutely.
Shay.
All right, last one. Ryan Poles swung and missed in a move for edge rusher Matthew Judon, but we were all happy to see he's being aggressive on the market, making the phone calls. Shot or no shot, Ryan Poles will make a trade before the season starts.
I'm hoping no shot, because from what I've seen out of the Bears and the development of Austin Booker and Daniel Hardy, and hopefully some of these other injured guys come back and, perform at a level that they can be considered in the mix. Khalil Kareem is playing well. Jacob Martin, he was playing well before he got hurt, but now he's been out of action. I don't want a guy that I need a 9 or 10 day ramp up period. I don't want to pay a guy a premium and he's not a major contributor until the bye week. So, one thing I will say about Austin Booker, and you guys kind of brought it up before with Caleb Williams, when you play against the same group of guys every single day, their tendencies, their balance, what they like to do. I had a 500 one-on-ones against Steve McMichael. When I got in my stance, he knew what I was going to do. When he got in his stance, I knew what he was going to do. But the competition was still great. When you look at Austin Booker is a much better reactionary pass rusher than he is going against his own guys every single day. So when they get a guy that really doesn't know what his tools are, what his arsenal is like, Austin Booker is a really effective pass rusher. So I think he's your game day guy, not necessarily a one-on-one guy when he's going against Braxton Jones or Darnell Wright or Larry Borum or Collins or any of the regular tackles that he sees in practice.
Yeah, I'm going to go shot. And I thought you made a really interesting point right there, where he's a reactionary player and he needs to go up against the opposition. I'm excited to see what he does when he gets to the season, because he has a world of athleticism that he could really, really become a hell of a football player.
Yeah, I say no shot, Shay, just because I think the asking price for these guys are too high. Like we saw that, they wanted a third. They took the Falcons third because they thought that it would be worse than the Bears third.
Right.
They had originally asked the Bears for a second for Judon, and the Bears said no. Poles said no. So I think the asking price for some of these guys is way too high. So I think that, maybe they look for someone off the scrap heap if, when cuts start happening, just for depth. And Ngakwe's still out there. He's
saying. Still sitting out there.
Available.
And Hassan Reddick, at some point, they're going to move. That's why I'm saying shot that they could go get a guy like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, Shay. Are we done?
That's shot or no shot.
Around the NFL. By the way, we said happy birthday to Tom Thayer. Another great Chicago athlete's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Edward Walter Olczyk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man.
Enzo.
You guys share a birthday with Madonna, Steve Carell, Young Thug. I'm sure you guys love Young Thug. Let's see. James Cameron, 69 today. Happy birthday.
Good age, 69.
How about that?
Let's see. Who else? I think that's it.
Unfortunately, the anniversary of the death of Elvis Presley.
That too.
You know who informed us all about the death of Elvis? Harry Carey during the Cubs game. They were best of friends.
Be careful when you're dropping logs today.
All right.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Wow.
Angela Bassett's birthday today. It's a good day. Kathy
Really
Lee
good.
Gifford.
Really good day. All right, we'll take quick time out. Around the